Thanks to the support as a channel member, Matt Dale. I tell you what I'd call that summer, Mrs Wearmouth. It was just efficient, panic-free. We just kind of got on with our business. Nothing spectacular in either direction, but we made a profit and our squad's stronger than it was at the end of last season. I'm very excited for what we could achieve this year. Dare I say, if we win these first couple of games, I officially declare us in a title race already. Welcome to part 143 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games of the new league season. We're away against Tottenham and at home against Manchester United. And I've just realised it's 10 a.m. on match day, so it's not actually time for us to play the game against Manchester United just yet. So while I pause and get to in fact, why am I pausing? I can just talk to you while I hit enter a couple of times. Hit enter. Am I playing this on a Spectrum? Are we hitting enter or are we pressing continue on the mouse? There you go. It's 3 o'clock. If you missed yesterday's transfer special, you should go back and check it out. Things happened. We have had quite the clear out. £106 million worth of players sold without really selling anybody that I think we'd miss. Shows just how much we had clogging up the club. But we've then spent another 100 or so million ourselves on, as you would expect, a bunch of young players. But a couple of them are going to be superstars. In particular, Kleber on the left wing might just be as good as Park on the right wing. And this new front four that we've got, Kleber on the left, Park on the right, Veloso up front, and then somebody else somewhere in here or here. I don't know exactly how it's going to look yet. Ian's the man in possession of a starting spot because he ended last season so strongly and can play up front. So Ian's going to start the season as a striker, but Jovanovic has come in and can play as a support striker. Juan Jose did it last year and can play wide on either side. Jordi can play left wing. He can play as the support striker. We've got Francisco, I can't even get on the bench. Sydney can cover any of these positions. We've got a lot of options up front. We've got McKenna a year older and willing to go with him in midfield this year, as long as he does well. We'll see how he gets on today. It does mean not playing Oliveira. And the defence are getting older and more mature. We need a replacement for Todd Thomas. We don't have one yet. So this is the team that's going into the game against Tottenham. Perez in goal, a back four of Kovacic, Elias, Erkan and Thomas. Perez and McKenna in midfield. Kleber and Park out wide, and then Ian and Veloso up front. We might even end up dropping the support striker in there because Ian, Kleber, Jovanovic, Jordi, Juan Jose, they can all play in that little pocket of space there, as can Perez. And putting Perez in there means we can then go with Oliveira and McKenna in midfield if we decide we need both of them in there. So lots of potential combinations of how we can put this team together. I think we're probably more likely to play the 4-2-3-1 in the Champions League, depending on who we get in the group. I don't know if we're going to get the Champions League draw today. I suspect probably not. I'm not sure how early in the season that draw happens, but certainly tomorrow's video will be our first ever game in the Champions League. So you'll know then who we've got in our group. Todd Thomas on the right-hand side has space to go past his man. He goes past his man, but then I thought he was fouled. But in actual fact, it seems that it was a legal tackle, which seems unacceptable for there to be good legal tackles in the penalty area done against us. Anytime we go near the penalty area, it should be an automatic penalty. I've spoken with great hyperbole about this home side and our hopes for the new season. I expect us to go and beat Tottenham on the first day, for goodness sake. But they're the ones who've earned a corner. Good save from Perez. Good to see him looking like a proper goalkeeper. I sometimes forget he's still only 20 years old. He's 10 years younger than Alex Williams, which is, I mean, it's impressive that he's as good as he is, considering he's as young as he is. And that could be said for most players in this team, if not every player in this team. Veloso now to Park, back to Perez. Perez crosses in, looking for Ian, and I thought Ian had grabbed himself a goal there. I'm not quite sure how that's not ended up in the back of the net. Ian already making me question whether he can be our second striker alongside Veloso, because really, the man who plays there, I'm looking for him to be able to finish chances like that. And I'm looking at the bench where we've got Jovanovic at 6'4", who can do everything Ian can do, plus he's 6'4", and good in the air. And I'm thinking if Jovanovic is on, we're 1-0 up at this point. But let's not finish Ian off too quickly. Kovacic then on the right-hand side, left-hand side, sorry, playing it forward to Kleber. First proper look at him, and it's a beautiful pass into the path of Veloso, and Veloso scores. And I think this is going to be a regular route to goal for us this season. We've got such a threat down both wings now with Kleber there to complement Park. It's the big upgrade we've had on last season's team, that and having the strength and tackling of McKenna in midfield. I think those two additions to this team are what's going to take us up another level. I still don't know who my second striker is, but I certainly know who my left winger is, and he's got his first assist for the club there, even though we've not seen him do anything to grab himself a goal yet. Remember, this is the guy who wants to be a wide target man. In fact, I am wondering, he's 6'4". We should probably have him. We're going to redo our set pieces between the two games. Park is good in the air. Kleber's obviously good in the air. Jovanovic is another one who's 6'4", who needs to be more of a threat from the set pieces when he's on the pitch. McKenna isn't a small man. We need to start focusing on the set pieces a little bit more again. It's going to be like the good old days with Davies and Pritchard lurking at the near post, except one of them's going to be a Brazilian wonder kid. McKenna then, I thought he was going to play it out to Kovacic. But in the end, he plays it to Kleber, who gives the ball away, and then Elias is there to clean up for him. McKenna playing it forward for Kovacic again. And then McKenna looking for Veloso, but can't find him. And Perez has got his positioning a little bit wrong there. And Tottenham have got the opportunity to break through. But look at that for McKenna. That's what we want from him. Again, Tottenham have come away with the ball because it's FM21. And tackles have to be done 3 or 4 times for them to stick. But just seeing him crunching in there with a slide tackle inside the centre circle, that's what we've not had for a long, long time. And that's what McKenna's going to give us. Kovacic then into Kleber. Kleber back to McKenna again. Kovacic to Perez, to Kleber again, to Veloso. And I said it was going to be a regular source of goals. Kleber to Veloso again. It's 2-0. And I mean, everyone's going to be marking Park. We turned down £191 million for Park in the summer from Norwich. But this is quickly today turning into the Kleber show, as he is showing that he's not just a big lad who's going to be out wide to nod long balls into the path of the little fast guys around him. He's got a lovely through ball on him as well, as he's shown twice already. And there's McKenna again. I love this man. Oh, I love McKenna. Make him captain now. We've got our own Roy Keane. Todd Thomas on the right-hand side, charging forward. Let's have a cross from you, Todd. The amount of people who thought you needed replacing, but he's got himself an assist now as well. Veloso's got his hat-trick. It's Spurs 0, Home 3. 65 minutes into the first day of the new season. We could not have hoped for a better start to this new Premier League season. And Todd Thomas, love the fact that he's just as much of an attacking threat as he always is. Don't discount the amount of good work that Park does in a situation like that as well, scaring the fullback, dragging them out of position, and giving Thomas that room to run into. Right, we're going to take off Ian and going to have a first look at Jovanovic, who's another big boy. We've got 2 6'4" attackers. 2 6'4" attackers. Oh, what a wonderful thing. We're going to take off Park, and we're going to bring on Oliveira so we can stick Perez out on that side. And I think we'll take McKenna off as well. And I'm tempted to drop Yordi back into midfield as part of what is going to be a plan to train Yordi into being a central midfielder, because I think that's where he'll end up. If he ends up in the team at all, I think he's going to be a central midfielder for us. What I really want is for him to be our captain, because his mentals are phenomenal. I would like this man to captain us. 20 determination, 16 leadership. This is who we want as our captain. But he's not actually good enough to be in the team in any of the football positions. So for now, we have to try and force him in. Kleber can play central midfield, but we'll stick Yordi in there. We're 3-0 up. And what I am going to do, though, is just stick the 2 big boys at the near post. So we've got... where is he? It's Kleber. Wants to be in there. And then Jovanovic can go there. I mean, we don't even need to necessarily have the centre-backs forward for this kind of thing now. We put him back like that. So Oliveira, he's the taker. So those two are staying back. We may as well have Veloso lurking out here. Just, I mean, look at that. 2 centre-backs and 2 enormous giants. Have him lurk outside the area, him attack from... I mean, I don't know if this is the best lineup we could have for set pieces. We'll fiddle with it a little bit more. See, that one wants... He's not the taker. He's not the taker. He's the taker. He's not. So that... I hate this game sometimes. That'll do for now. We'll look at it. We'll look at it in action from the other side, and I'll fix set pieces properly before the Manchester United game, because I definitely want to take advantage of the fact that we've got giants in the team again, and probably need to make sure they're in sensible positions for defensive set pieces as well, because the one criticism of our centre-backs that we've had for the last year or so is that they're not as big as they could be. But we've now got height in other areas, so let's blooming use it, shall we? 3-0, lovely stuff. Same again against Manchester United, please, and then we're going to win the league. Right, set pieces suitably fiddled with for the Manchester United game. We're not making any changes to the team, but what we have done, if we can actually show you, is we've just got Kleber hovering at the near post, and we've moved Erkan to the far post, and then Ian is going to be marking the goalkeeper. Ian's only 5'10", but we will have Jovanovic will come on for him at various points. That'll ultimately be Jovanovic's role, and then we'll probably swap those two over. We then have Park attacking from the edge of the area, Veloso lurking outside the area, and McKenna staying back with the 2 fullbacks. We've got the same thing on both sides. So I think that's probably the best allocation of players. Veloso's only 5'9", so you can just hover around here. He's quick, so if the ball breaks through to him, then that's what we go with. We've also got Veloso as the one man who stays forward when we're defending corners, because again, at 5'9" and pace, he's not really any use in either penalty area when it comes to corners. Like I said at the start, if we can beat Manchester United here, who have been one of the dominant teams throughout the entire save, if we can beat them, then I might start to believe. Although we might be able to get a reality check instead. United with the first corner of the game, and luckily it ends up going wide because they connected with it, and none of our big boys did. Very upsetting. We've fiddled with the defensive instruction as well, so we've got Kleber back there getting involved. Perez with the free kick from range, and I think he's hit the crossbar there, but he also looks like he's picked up a knock, so we need to keep an eye on him. He's got a tight thigh. I think in the circumstances, when we've got Oliveira sat there on the bench, as much as I love Perez, there's no point carrying a player with a knock when our captain is sat there on the bench, who never lets us down, who can just come on into that midfield alongside McKenna and slot straight in for him. Right, Park charging down the right-hand side. Park was pretty quiet in that last game, but that is a beautiful pass. It bounces free to Kleber, and our fancy new front three combine once again. Park with such a teasing pass into the path of Veloso. You can't play this pass for a normal striker, but Veloso's so quick, he knows he's got a very good chance of getting there. It causes panic with the United defender, who ends up playing it across to an unmarked Kleber, who grabs his first goal for the club. It's 1-0 to home, and we are such a threat in these wide areas. It's beautiful. Veloso nodding it down to Park, who's now cut inside this time, playing it back to McKenna, who plays it over the top to Veloso, and it's a very good save from the Manchester United goalkeeper. We have a corner. This is our first chance to look at the fancy new corner instruction, and it's cleared relatively easily. Oliveira is going to get another chance to cross it in, though, but doesn't beat that first defender. A little bit disappointed. Kleber didn't just nod that in from the first corner in this brave new world. Oliveira with the cross. It falls to McKenna, who's still hovering around on the edge of the penalty area. Oliveira again. If he can play this into Thomas, I think that is ahead of him. Or is that? Is that Veloso? No, Veloso's in there, and Veloso scored again. And we thought he was good last year. He has started this new season in frankly ridiculous form. One of many players who've put pen to paper on a new 5-year contract this summer. We've added £400,000 a week to our wage bill, just tying players down to longer contracts. Veloso is one of them, and that's why he's worth every penny of it, because that is a sensational finish to put us 2-0 up against Manchester United. Perez has just made a brilliant save as well. Oh, my word. Look how good we are at football, everybody. It's been such a long time. I'm so excited. The only way this season goes wrong is if the squad's not big enough to cope with competing in the league and the Champions League, and that is a concern. We sold a lot of those sort of 23, 24-year-old fringe players this summer, and we are going to be relying on some of the very young players to play probably quite a lot of football compared to what they'll have done in previous years. And there's the new corner instruction working, boys and girls. Oliveira into Kleber at the near post, all 6'4" of him to nod past the goalkeeper. Get used to this. You're going to see that goal quite a lot. Second goal of the match for Kleber. I mean, when was the last time we had a player announce himself as a hero the way Kleber has in this episode? Fantastic assists in the first match, 2 goals in this one. We're 3-0 up over Manchester United at half-time, and Veloso fancies a fourth. We have looked absolutely phenomenal in this episode so far. I don't remember the only team I've had play this well on FM21 is my Sheffield United team that I had on Twitch, and we won the Champions League the year we were playing this well. That's how good this team looks. Park playing it down to Oliveira. I realise it's only the second game, but I also realise this is against Manchester United, and Veloso has just made it 4. Oh my word. Am I getting overexcited? Am I overreacting? Let me know down in the comments section. Or have we finally cracked it? Because I feel like Kleber and McKenna might have been the missing pieces of the puzzle. I know Todd Thomas is still suspect defensively, but maybe we'll just be good enough that it doesn't matter because he's such an attacking threat. He works so well with Park. Maybe it just won't matter that Todd Thomas can't defend, because Kovalik's a centre-back playing at left back, Erkan's right back playing at centre back. They can basically become a back three, and they probably do a lot of the times, sort of drift into being a back three with McKenna sat in front, Thomas pushing forward, Park cutting inside. In my head, that's what I want to tell them to do when we're attacking, drift into that kind of shape. And we are going to take Kovalik off, who's on a yellow card. Vazikas can come on for him. And we are going to get Jovanovic on again, because Ian, as much as I love him, has had a very quiet, bearing in mind we're 7-0 up on aggregate in this episode. Ian's been very, very quiet as that second striker. So let's see if we can get Jovanovic into the team and playing well. McKenna has just scored one as well to make it 5. He's not just there to tackle. He can do everything. What a player he's become. He's done a Mick Powell over the summer. He's played 7 times for Scotland now. He was off at I think it was the World Cup this summer. He was playing at the World Cup for Scotland. Still only 18. I think he's still only 18. He is still only 18 years old. And he's just scored a goal like that against Manchester United. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Have we got one more change? We haven't got one more change, because we brought Oliveira on in the first half, didn't we? So let's just leave it as it is. I think this is the time to drop a little bit of praise on the team. Can we grab a 6th? What I'd quite like is Veloso to grab his second hat-trick of the episode. That would be... Veloso's got 2, hasn't he? I know Kleber's got 2. Veloso... I've lost count of who scored the goals. And we're playing Manchester United. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Perez dominantly just plucking that cross out of the sky. He's looked very confident in these 2 matches as well, as you would expect. Jovanovic with the flick on. Veloso. I mean, that's a different dimension to the attack that we've never had before. The big ball, or not had for a long time, the big ball forward and the nod down to the little man. We've not been able to do that because we haven't had the big man. We've got the big man now. Oh, I'm excited. So very excited. Jovanovic, you can take free kicks as well, apparently. Not very well, it seems. But you can't have everything. So many things have been going right. We don't need everything to go right. Park makes it 6. Just for those not paying attention at the back, it's Holme 6, Manchester United 0. This is how you put the entire league on notice, I think. Holme have arrived. Our team of exciting youngsters and wonder kids have decided they're going to become a team of world superstars. And because they're all the same sort of age, they're all doing it at the same time. Oh, I'm so excited. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.